West Ridge Asylum stood on a lonely hill. It watched the town below, gaunt, silent, forbidding. Its windows were like empty eyes, dark sockets staring into nothing. The bricks were stained, with age, with rain, with secrets, a place best left alone. The townsfolk never went near West Ridge. They spoke of it in hushed tones, if they spoke of it at all. Stories clung to it like cobwebs, tales of screams in the night, of shadows that danced in empty rooms, of a sorrow too deep to fade. The asylum held its breath, waiting, always waiting. 4 explorers came one late afternoon. Liam, the determined leader. Maya, ever the skeptic, with her equipment. Chloe, quiet and sensitive to unseen things. And Sam, his camera ready to capture every shadow. They sought thrills, perhaps. The main entrance was sealed tight. Heavy chains, rusted locks, a clear warning. No one wanted visitors here. But Liam found another way. A broken window on the ground floor. Jagged teeth of glass in a rotten frame. An invitation. Or a trap. They hesitated for only a moment. Inside the air was heavy, stale. Dust lay like a shroud over everything, years of neglect, years of silence. The silence was the loudest thing. It pressed in on them, cold, so much colder than outside. A chill that had nothing to do with the evening air. It came from the walls, from the floors, from the very heart of West Ridge.
It feels wrong. This place, it's full of sadness.
It's just an old abandoned building.
They moved cautiously, deeper into the asylum, finding the old patient wing. A long dark corridor stretched before them. Doors hung open on rusted hinges, inviting them into small square rooms. Each room was a copy of the last. Bare, empty, cold. Echoes of lives lived in quiet desperation, or loud, unheeded cries. The air hummed with an unspoken history. Faint scratches marked the walls in some rooms, almost invisible under layers of grime. Names, dates, fragments of words. Help me, alone, get out. Desperate messages etched by forgotten souls, testaments to their suffering, their fear, their fading hope. Each scratch a tiny scream, frozen in time, waiting to be heard. In one room a child's drawing lay on the floor, preserved by the dry, still air. Stick figures, a family. But the sun in the drawing was black, and the faces of the figures were streaked with tears. A simple picture, yet it spoke of a profound, chilling sadness, a child's view of a broken world within these oppressive walls. Section 4, The Unsettling Descent. Suddenly a sound, a distant thud, from somewhere below, heavy, dull, resonating through the floor. They froze, every nerve ending alive, listening, hearts pounding in the oppressive silence. Then, nothing. The silence returned, deeper this time, more watchful, more knowing, as if the building itself was aware of them, holding its breath.
Just the building settling, Maya said quickly. Her voice was a fraction too loud, a little too forced. She tried a smile, but it didn't reach her eyes. No one else spoke. The thud had been too distinct, too deliberate. Not the random creak of an old structure. It was a signal, or a summons.
Liam's flashlight beam found a doorway, previously unnoticed in the deep shadows. Stairs led down, steep, narrow, into an abyss of blackness.
The basement, he announced, his voice low, his gaze fixed on the descending steps.
Section 5. Horrors in the sub-basement. The air in the stairwell grew colder, thicker. It pressed against their skin. It carried a foul smell, rust, damp earth, and something else, faintly sweet, sickly, the smell of old decay, and perhaps of old blood. Each step down felt heavier than the last, as if they were wading through unseen water, or unseen despair. The basement was a labyrinth of damp stone walls. Water dripped steadily from unseen cracks, pooling on the uneven floor. Strange symbols were painted on the walls, hurriedly scrawled, in a dark reddish-brown substance. Circles, jagged lines, unreadable script. They looked like warnings, or incantations, signs of rituals best left undisturbed. Maya took photos, her face grim. They found a room, set apart from the others. The door was heavy, reinforced. Inside, a single chair stood in the center, not a normal chair. It was made of dark wood, stained, with wide leather straps and heavy buckles fixed to the arms and to the legs. Section 6. A voice from the recorded past. It was Sam who spotted it, tucked away on a dusty rotting shelf, almost hidden in the deepest shadows, an old reel-to-reel tape recorder. Several tapes lay beside it. Their labels were faded, illegible, covered in grime and mold, a relic from a forgotten era, a silent witness, waiting for its story to be told. Liam carefully brushed dust from the machine. He threaded one of the tapes. His fingers fumbled slightly in the dim light. The air crackled with anticipation and dread. He pressed the play button. A hiss of static filled the silence. Then, a voice, a man's voice, calm, measured, detached. The voice of a doctor, or a scientist, chilling in its lack of emotion.
Experiment log, entry 347, the voice began. Patient designated subject Omega. Condition stable post-procedure. A pause. The faint sound of pages turning, subject displays unusual cognitive enhancements and other unforeseen abilities. Another pause. Closer to the microphone now. The ritual seems to have amplified the desired effects beyond initial projections.
Ritual? Liam exchanged a horrified glance with Maya. What kind of experiments happened here? What kind of ritual? Suddenly a scream erupted from the tape, piercing, full of terror and agony. It was cut short. Section 7, The Unseen Presence and the Unending Night. As the last whisper faded from the tape, the lights died. Liam's flashlight, Maya's, all of them, plunging them into absolute, disorienting blackness. Sam's camera light, mounted on his rig, was their only illumination. Its single, harsh beam cut through the dark, casting long, dancing shadows. Panic began to set in.
"Stay calm," Liam yelled, but his voice trembled. The darkness felt alive, breathing, watching. A cold wind swept through the sub-basement. Impossible. There were no windows down here. No open doors leading outside. It moaned through the narrow corridors, extinguishing the faint hope kindled by Sam's light.
Whispers swirled around them, no longer from the tape, but from the air itself, all around them, close, so close. "You shouldn't have come," one seemed to say. "Now you are part of it," Chloe screamed. Chaos erupted. Primal fear took over. They turned to flee, scrambling, stumbling, bumping into each other in the terrifying dark. The camera light jerked wildly as Sam ran. Then, an unseen force. Something grabbed his ankle. He cried out, tripped, went down hard. The camera flew from his grasp. It hit the stone floor with a crack, but its light remained on, spinning, a beacon in the terrifying void. The camera's light spun crazily for a moment, illuminating fleeting images. Liam's terrified face, Maya reaching back.